Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlynda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is just a technique video, and I am going to show you how you can create your own stencil. I have used the dies, So Many Snowflakes dies. This comes from the Snowflake Wishes bundle, and this die just cuts out the negative image of the snowflake, so it doesn't count the outline on. But this is the perfect thing to use when you want to create a stencil. So what I have is a piece of 4" by 10.5 Whisper White. We're going to bring in my trimmer and we're going to score that at the 5 1/4. And next what we're going to do is we're going to bring in that negative image with our sponge dauber. We're going to lay that piece on our cardstock like so. Going to open our pad and grab our dauber. Now we could tape this snowflake down. I'm going to choose not to, so I want to hold it firmly as I take my Highland Heather and I'm going to sponge over all the holes that we have cut out with our die. This just makes a fun background for your card. This was inspired by a card shared by Dana Davis at my recent challenge, and she just used our stencils that we have in the catalog, and I don't have those stencils. I just liked the look of her card. I have it posted over on my blog, so go over and take a look, stampingwithlynda.com. So I just decided that I needed to make my own stencil. You want to make sure that all your holes have good color in them. I'm just going to kind of brush over, make sure going every which way so that I can make sure I have all the color. And there I have really pretty faded stencil look. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a 1/4 sheet of the Highland Heather. This measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to add my stamp and seal and add that to the front of that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and grab that ink pad again and use the Thanks So Much stamp from that bundle. We're just going to add that right about there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my adhesive back snowflakes. These are very cute little snowflakes, but I want them to match my card. So I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather blends, and I'm going to color those snowflakes in that Highland Heather. So just a great way to change the color of those snowflakes. So we're going to go in, pick those snowflakes up. I'm going to add one to the center of my card. And then, oops, I got 2 of them on there. Let's see if we can get that off. If not, there we go. So I'm going to add a couple over here. And some down here. But next what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in, so we've got our card. I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper that's got lots of coloring on it. I'm going to be using our, I think it's called Snowflake Splendor. Snowflake Splendor ribbon. Isn't this, it's a pretty iridescent, but I'm going to come in and use that Stamp and Blend again and just color the ribbon. So our Stampin' Blends are not just for coloring our projects, it's by coloring our embellishments as well. So I'm going to make sure I've got enough ribbon there. With the alcohol base, it dries pretty quickly. I'm going to cut that, and then I am going to add that to the front of my card, just doing a square knot. But with this iridescent ribbon, you can change it up to be whatever color you want. So it just makes for an easy way to have embellishments in a lot of different colors when you use your blends. Now I see my ribbon is a little bit loose there, so what I'm going to do is try to find a glue dot here, and I'm just going to add a glue dot under the knot, and that will hold that ribbon secure on my card. So if you don't tie it tight enough, you can always add that glue dot. So we've got that. Next, what I'm going to do, I have already used this stencil several times, and on the back side I have sponged it all the way around. I want to show you a different look. We are going to now adhere this to a piece of the gorgeous grape cardstock. We've got this. Got a piece of purple posy. Let's get rid of this ugly scrap piece of paper. And now we're going to add this. I see I've got that on crooked. Let's see if I can pull it up and move it a little bit. There we go. So we've got this. Now we're going to add that to the front of my card. Going to stamp that thanks Snow Much again. And here at the bottom. And I think this time, rather than coloring our adhesive snowflakes, I think I'm just going to use them just plain, because I've got that dark sponging of the purple. So there we go, using the same embellishments, but just using them colored and plain, giving us a totally different look to our project. Pick that one up. There we go. So there you have it, a fun technique, making your own stencil. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.